Welcome back, everybody. Today's the video you have all been waiting for. Today we're going to open up this box that has been teasing y'all in probably the last 5 or 6 videos. It's also been teasing me. It's been sitting at my desk at work. I do most of my videos at work because I work weekends and nights, so there's usually nobody ever here. But let me tell you, it's been hard these last couple weeks, coming in every day, seeing this here, waiting to be opened. But today's finally the day. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. And just like that, we got it open. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off all the tops to the packs. Alright, I don't know if there's a card trick with these. I honestly don't open too many packs nowadays, and some of the Pokemon I'm not really too familiar with, so forgive me if I skip over some Pokemon. I am kind of just chasing the hits, as I have most of the common, uncommons, and stuff like that already. And this set being released in other languages, it's not new. Other people have opened it, so I feel like I don't have to go as slowly or stop at every card as much. We will do a grading recap, so if you want to just swap to the end, you can just look and see what all hits we got. Alright, first pack, hopefully some magic. I always open packs out of order, just because I feel like some packs you can predict the order. So we're just gonna run through these real quick. I feel like this set really has good Pokemon in it. A lot of Pokemon from the original Team Rocket era, like Nidoran, Nidoking, Nidoqueen, Zubat, Crobat, Porygon from Silph Co. There's a lot of things that remind me of the main games. The ones that I played the most were Gold, Silver, and Crystal. And then after that, it was... probably Fire Red, Leaf Green. I'll always be a bigger fan of Generation 2, first holo. This one looks a little bit off center, top to bottom. It's harder to get the qualified air on Japanese cards, just because their quality control's so tight. 3 packs in, got 1 holo so far. I feel like the hits are going to be better on the Japanese side, because on the English they combine 2 boxes for Destined Rivals. Kind of wish they had released 2 different sets for that. Just having such a chase for the Japanese side for Journey Together. It'd be really cool to pull the Chase Mewtwo, or I guess the Ho-Oh is not in this one. I need to look up the set list after we get done with this, then I'll know what I'm missing. Not too bad. 6 packs in, 1 holo, 1 EX. I don't know who this guy is, but I know he's in Pokemon Go. Looks like a big snowball. I think he's just fairy type. Can never have too many Larvitars. This one will be going straight into the binder. Set that one to the side. There's Nidoking, Nidoqueen. I don't know what this guy's called. I think he's like Orbeetle or something like that. Oh, I think this one's a full art illustration rare. Nice. Come on, Mewtwo. Need some of that Mewtwo pack magic. It would have been cool to see them bring Jesse and James back, seeing as they have Weezing and Arbok in the set. That would have made a really nice touch. But I guess a lot of the grunts have Ekans, Arbok, Weezings, Coughings. So it's not exclusive to them. Hopefully between this box and the bulk sets that I had acquired already, I can hopefully fill out a binder. It'll just come down to the rares and holos, full arts. Ooh, Wobbuffet. It's always one of my favorites. Prices are falling for this set, on the Japanese side at least. I feel like as soon as something gets released in English, it automatically drops price for other languages. Japanese usually gets the higher rush because they're the first to get stuff. Everybody wants to chase it to have it first, so it drives the price up. But as soon as English comes out, It's like every other set that's already been released just tanks in price for at least a couple months before it goes back up. Ooh, second illustration rare. Nice. This one is off center. It might be off center enough to get the grade. That's awesome. Hopefully it does. So I'd make a really cool off center card. Especially from our first box break for the channel. I have thought about doing some rip and ship style videos. Another friend of mine had just bought a bunch of Destined Rivals and did a rip and ship, and I want to say he sold through like 6 boxes in a night. Of course, I wouldn't really be doing it for the money, mostly just to help put packs into people's hands. As long as I got covered for shipping and enjoyed doing the rip and ship, you know, I wouldn't be price gouging like every other person and retailer is right now. I don't believe in marking up for other people, especially for something that's brand new. I wonder how many of y'all saw when Destined Rivals came out and all the older people. I saw at least 4 or 5 videos where older people in their 60s or so were leaping over kids, reaching over kids, taking stuff out of kids' hands. It's so crazy to see what people are doing to this community and ruining it for future generations. Another illustration rare. Got a bunch of these in a row. I remember being a kid opening Pokemon packs. I want to say the Team Rocket set was out when I was a kid in tournaments, and I remember opening packs in the card shop and watching all the older people, even the shop owner, the people that were the referees for the tournaments and stuff, all gathering around just to see what the kids would pull. And nowadays, it's forget about the kids, grab everything first so you can mark it up twice the price and make 30 to 40% profit on the top after fees and shipping and everything, just so you can say that you had it. That's wild to me. I feel Pokemon has been blowing up out of proportion because of the money associated with it. I feel it's all for the wrong reason. Ooh, another EX. Nice. Giovanni's Persian. One of the only Pokemon from the show that actually goes with the trainer from this set, which is another thing that's wild. You would think if they put stuff in from the set that, or from the show, that it would match in the set. Ooh. Giovanni's Nidoking. Nice. I really like the full art version of this. It's not my favorite full art from the set, at least on the English side. I think my favorite full art from the set, or favorite card from the set's actually Ethan's, I think it's called Ethan's Friendship, something like that. But I've been looking for an English air copy of the Ethan's Friendship and Ethan's Ho-Oh for a while. I know the set just came out, but I've already been hunting it like crazy. I have gotten quite a few English airs. Definitely way more than Japanese. The only ones I've been able to find on the Japanese side is a very, very small texture shift. Either it'll shift up or it'll shift down, shift over. I haven't found one that shifts right. It's either been up, down, or left, but it's all been minor. Most of the ones I have found have been unlisted, but who knows, maybe soon some will be listed. I did find some French miscut Destined Rivals. They were miscut on the right side. They were showing parts of the next card, and they were rocket-themed Pokemon. I did make an offer. My offer was noted, and he said if he considers selling them that he would reach back out. Most likely not for my offered price, which is fine, but you know, when you're the first one out there, you try to offer on everything that you can. Such a cool card. This is actually what I do. I work in data centers. I work on servers and stuff like that, which is really cool to see in an actual card. Of course, our stuff isn't set up like this. This is like a private business style where I work for a corporation. Oh, very nice. Wasn't expecting that. Very, very, very small texture shift. Not anywhere nearly enough for it to count for an air. Very nice though. One less full art I have to buy now, which is always a good thing. Saves you money down the road since you've already spent the money buying the box. Ooh, another one. I've gotten 3 of these so far with no Tyrannotars or Pupitars. Oh, Crobat. Just kind of look like they have some like PVC marks from stuff sliding up and down on them. I don't really know how that happened. I did notice it on a few other cards. Hopefully that wouldn't be counted as damage if it was graded. Oh, I think this one's called Annihilate or something like that. I don't really know why they made not Mankey, forget his name, but I don't know why they made this guy evolve. He was perfectly fine as he is in the anime. Primeape, that's his name. Sometimes I blink on him right when I need to remember him the most. All of these Houndooms and stuff that get pulled will be going to a friend of mine. She collects Houndooms specifically. I was able to help her find some air copies from Prismatic with texture shifts recently, so that was pretty cool. It's always nice helping your friends find their cards to help meet their goals, especially when they didn't even know that they needed the card to begin with. Definitely a bad influence to show her all the stuff that she needs to buy, make her spend all her money. Hey, first Pupitar. Alright. I definitely already have like 30 or 40 of each in Japanese. I definitely couldn't wait to open my own box, so I just went out and bought some lots. Ended up finding, I think one lot had like 20 Pupitars for $1 each. So I bought 20 right there, and they gave me free shipping from Japan. It's cool. He's got a little windmill right there. I know this is one of the legendary dogs, the new ones, but I don't really know his name. He seems cool though. I never played Sword and Shield. I haven't really played any games after Fire Red Leaf Green. Ooh, Zapdos. Look at that print line. That is a gnarly print line going right through the card. And Porygon Z, another one of my favorites. I love all the Porygon line. I personally think that they're some of the coolest Pokemon that get slept on. Everything in our day and age runs on technology, and that was like the official version 1 of Rotom. He was able to go into cyberspace and do all kinds of stuff. I don't know if anybody in here's seen the Japanese band episode, but it's one of my favorites. It's hard to watch, obviously, because the blue and red flashing. That's why it's banned to begin with. It gave a bunch of kids seizures. But Porygon's always been my favorite, even before that episode. I think when Cool Porygon first came out, quickly became my favorite. Of course, I was around whenever all the original promos, Black Star promos, were coming out, so I got the Eevee with the 3 colors. I got the Cool Porygon, the Snorlax, the Dark Gyarados. Pretty much all of those were promos I picked up almost weekend to weekend as they were coming out. I used to play every single weekend there was about 3 or 4 different malls that had card shops, and a friend of ours growing up, his granddad was a referee for Nintendo, so we got to go to all types of card events. We got extra promos and all that stuff, and as it probably sounds amazing to hear, but once you're a kid and you don't really know that you want to keep any of that stuff or how important it'll be later on, all that stuff was lost when we moved. And ever since then, I'm probably like a lot of y'all, just saying, man, I wish I could have my collection when I was a kid, because I have 10 binders now of raw cards, and I'm about to start my 11th with these master sets. But back when I was a kid, I had twice as big of binders, and I had 5 or 6 of them. And they were filled from base set, jungle, fossil, E-Series. I had a ton of Aquapolis cards, a ton of Rocket cards, and I had just stopped collecting at Neo. So I remember when Neo Destiny first came out, we were walking through Walmart and the gold pack caught my eye. Look at that. Rocket's Moltres. No full art yet. Kind of a little disappointing. Got 3 packs left. Some 3-pack magic. Maybe something's going to happen. Only one way to find out. Fingers crossed it's this pack. Probably not, though. Yeah, when I see Rotom now, I just see a Porygon imposter just impersonating. To me, this is not a digital Pokemon. But I guess everybody has their own idea. I do like that they're incorporating more technology into Pokemon. I think it's the right move, as most of these kids are on tablets and iPads at the age of 2 or 3. So it makes more sense than with our generation. Man, no major hits. Hopefully something good's in this pack. Nope. Huh. I'll have to look and see what the total box count is. The only one I was missing out of this set was the Articuno. That would have been cool to pull. Have all 3. I guess this was my full art illustration rare, or secret rare. Not really sure how they classify them. A couple EXs, some regular holos, a bunch of illustration rares. I was really surprised to see that. One off center. You can tell when you look at centering of another card. And some cool rocket Pokemon. Overall, not too bad. Could have definitely been better. I have some more boxes. I am waiting to see if the Japanese boxes will fall some more. If they fall under 100, I might get another 4 or 5 boxes and try to pull everything I'm missing, but we'll just have to see how the market falls in the next week or so. I do have English boxes on the way. I have some rocket briefcases on the way, and I'm trying to get some French boxes sourced right now. German boxes are coming, and possibly Portuguese. So those will be the ones that I get sooner and later. I don't really plan on opening the Black Bolt, White Lightning, or White Flare, whatever it's called. The new set that's coming out in Japan right now. It's not really a set for me. I'd rather keep chasing the Rockets, but when the next set comes out, I'll probably pick back up with that, and we'll move on from Rockets then. So, let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. I think this one was my favorite. Not just because it's off-center, but because I really like the artwork. It reminds me a lot of the games. This one was also one of my favorites. I really like this card too. Wobbuffet and Sneasel, also some favorite Pokemons. Everything else was just kind of mid for this set. It definitely had its perks and disappointments for sure. Let me know which card you want me to pull in the next box. It'll be another Japanese box, the next one that gets opened. And then after that, we'll probably be switching over to the English side for now. Thanks for stopping by. Look forward to seeing y'all on the next one.